So I have a working theory on this stage. I think the devs either A, felt bad about the last Abyss, or B, they saw the community's reaction and adjusted accordingly. Hey guys, Soul here, and welcome to my run of the latest Abyss stage. This is going to be an Ignis LD showcase. I'm running a full Final Fantasy 15 theme to celebrate, and also because this stage is... well, compared to the last one, this stage is on the complete opposite side of the spectrum. So, as I'm sure you guys have heard by now, either from me or from other content creators, the last Abyss they fucked up on. Period. It was a mess. It was a mess. It was either you had Mog, or you ran cheese strats, or you died. Simple as that. They copy-pasted the Doulahan boss, the boss we had just had in the prior event, and... the mechanics are the exact same, but now we had restrictions, even harsher restrictions, so you had to bring a certain amount of characters. They did the exact same thing here. They copy-pasted a boss, but it's from Jack's Lost Chapter, and if you don't remember, the boss from that stage is piss easy. It's a joke. All you have to do is just have melee damage, and it freezes the orb. And aside from some AoE Brave HP attacks, this boss doesn't do anything that's worth noting. It puts up a shield at 2 health intervals, 79%, 40, and 39%, I think, 70,000 shield. But we can just tear through that so quickly now with characters, it's nothing. So, yeah, Final Fantasy 15, let's get started. So I thought I did a pretty good job of explaining my thoughts on the last Abyss stage, the intro to my video in particular. But I actually surprisingly had people asking me for more clarification on my thoughts, which is baffling to me. I thought I did a pretty darn good job of explaining it, but sure, I can elaborate a bit more, I suppose. So, if you didn't watch the video I'm referring to, it was the most recent Lufenia Abyss stage. It's the one where they copy-pasted the Doulahan boss. I popped off because I tried for hours, and I do mean literal hours, trying to use a legitimate team. I was trying to bring Celeste, I was trying to bring Paladin Cecil, I was trying to bring 8 at one point because the boss didn't have guaranteed hits. I was trying to use, a healthy amount of characters. And I wasn't able to pull it off. The only way I could beat that stage was using cheese strats, was using full lockdown, Kefka HP silence, and then using lightning then to blitz the boss down before I ran out of HP silences. And that stage really, really irritated me because I have, and I still have, whether that's deserved or not, I still have high hopes for Abyss. I still believe in the potential of Abyss because I think Abyss is very, very interesting in how it's completely separate from anything that JP has. So the developers on the global side, I feel like, have a bit more freedom than they usually do, because usually the devs basically just stick to whatever JP has, that content, with rare deviation. Very rare deviation. And Abyss being completely separate, completely unique, completely new, I feel like the devs absolutely can do some really fun things with Abyss. We can see bosses that we haven't seen for a long time. Hell, we could, God forbid, see a brand new boss. That would be exciting. Let's see some things that we haven't seen for a hot minute. And when Abyss was first announced, that was kind of my thought behind it was, okay, we're going to see some new mechanics. This is completely new from JP. They're not tied down. So I can't wait to see what they come up with. This is going to be great. I'm really looking forward to this. And then Abyss dropped. and thus far, and I have hopes that this will be different in the future, but so far Abyss has been a complete chore to play. When they first started Abyss, it was super, super, super grindy and unpleasant to play through. I wonder how many of you guys actually remember that. where there were like more common nodes in the Abyss than there was in like a story chapter. Like, it was absolutely ridiculous, the amount of trash nodes and such to get through. We had to wade through. It was kind of a disaster, and so they adjusted Abyss accordingly, and I absolutely appreciate that. You know, that's great. Good on the devs for taking care of that and handling that the right way. And so now we have this kind of updated version where Abyss, there's no common nodes, it's all boss nodes, and then we have the crystal requirements to bring to a stage. And I actually really enjoy Abyss up to the last node. I think heading up to, actually, who do I want to put in first? Let's do, what do I want to break? Kinda. Let's do Arnia. Up to the last node, I think Abyss is really, really fun. I love the Chaos nodes and the nodes beneath Lufenia because they're a lot of fun to play. You know, I can use characters I haven't seen in ages. Like, my very, very first comp here when this Abyss started was 7 Gabranth. Who was it? It was 7 Gabranth and someone else. I can't remember the last character. But that comp was so much fun. Like, I really, really had a fun time with that comp. Memeing with characters. And just a weird comp that, you know, you wouldn't expect to work, but it actually worked out really, really well. It was a ton of fun. So when Abyss is manageable and you can use characters you haven't used in a while, you know, it's a break from the usual sort of monotony that is current Lufenia, where you have to use pretty up-to-date characters. It's nice. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. But the Lufenias in general, I just get the feeling that the devs they don't really know what to do. they give us a boss that's either horrifically undertuned, like this one, or they give us a boss that's completely overtuned. And the overtuned thing is usually the case. We've actually had an Abyss occurrence before where we had a super duper overtuned boss for the time, or at least a lot of players thought so. And that was the original Blue Dagger stage where, like, you had to bring a Blue Dagger to the final node. It wasn't Lufenia. It was right before Lufenia era started. It was damn close to Lufenia. But it officially, technically wasn't Lufenia, if that makes sense. And yeah, it was a Blue Dagger requirement, and a lot of players had trouble with that because if you didn't have Keese or Zidane built, you were going to have an awful time. You were just going to hate it. And it's a shame. It's a shame that, you know, we are to that point where, you know, Abyss just feels like an overtuned shore. So most of the time. I was going to say sometime, but most of the time. Alright, well, I think I want to use Rising Phantom. Oh yeah, this is going to be a hell of a launch right here. Oh my. That's good stuff. That's good stuff for Arden. Okay, so now with all the debuffs and auras and such, oh yeah, look at Arden popping off. I haven't seen him pop off like this in actual months. His potencies anymore in Lufenia era just they're sadly not that great. I hate to say it, but it's true. But man, seeing this gives me life right here. This is one of the main reasons I drew for Ignis and his LD, because I love what elemental damage up and comps and such do for old characters. It really just helps them stay afloat. Okay, Dark Tornado B. Okay, and then I think because A hit the 39%, he should get his shield out. Perfect. Okay, so we can just chew right through that. Yeah, shield, bye-bye. Okay, yeah, we're just going to get rid of this guy's shield right now, too. Anyway, long story short, sorry, I got distracted by Arden's burst phase and the goodness there. Yeah, long story short, guys, Abyss, sadly for me, just doesn't do anything for me right now. Aside from like the normal nodes are, I think, are still a blast. They're a lot of fun, but I think the devs really got to figure out how to make the final node balanced. You know, because there's nothing balanced about it right now. It's either, you know, like this, or you just completely bully a stage. Like I'm on turn 21, entering summon, and the stage is pretty much wrapped up. It's either undertuned or it's going to be overtuned, and people are going to complain, including myself, because I think if you're going to be on one side or the other of that, you know, either overtuned or undertuned, you should always try to be undertuned, because generally people will complain less if something's easy to beat over if something is completely, absolutely impossible to beat or a chore to play through. You know, I would rather play through something easy and blow through it with characters I haven't used in a minute and have fun along the way, and going like, oh, you know, it'd be nice if it was a little bit harder, but, you know, I still had fun. Yeah, I would much rather prefer that over me having to load a video up to record for a stage, and it's just the most horrible, rancid garbage like the last Abyss stage was. I don't have anything kind to say about the last Abyss stage. I really don't. I saw people trying to defend it too, and let me just say, you know, hey, if you thought the stage was fine, I am glad for you. I'm glad that you didn't hate it as much as I did. But the overwhelming opinion I saw on it was people just like me were just like what happened? What is this? So, yeah, I really didn't talk too much about Ignis, did I? His LD. This was supposed to be his kind of show. There's his stats. I really like that it gives him 2 additional turns on his buffs. Gives the party fire enchant. He reapplies the Sagefire debuff whenever he attacks an enemy, period, which is awesome. A lot of great stuff with Ignis LD. It really does help him out quite a bit. And his LD call too, is really, really good. I'll definitely be bringing that along. Probably every single stage moving forward. Not every single one, but a lot of them, for sure. Because it's just... ooh, it's so good. It's so good. Alright, well, yeah, this one's wrapped up. You know, I was going to use Overwhelm, and then I realized, you know, what's the point? I was going to just get his EX up. But instead of doing that, we're just going to give Arden the chance for the finale here. Oh, and the EX is up too. Oh, let's do it. Take it away, my friend. There we go. So, hopefully, my explanation has satisfied your questions for those who are asking. TLDR, Abyss needs to be handled much better. It can't be undertuned. I mean, it can be undertuned, but it certainly shouldn't be overtuned to the point where players are gem reviving out of sheer frustration because they just don't want to deal with it. I think that's pretty unacceptable as a dev team, is having players just throwing their hands up in the air and be like, no, this is garbage and I'm not going to deal with it. So I have hopes for Abyss moving forward. I hope that they do a good job, because I really do like the premise of it. I like the idea of it. I just hate what they do with it at the very, very end. It's a shame. Anyways, guys, so thank you guys so much for watching. As always, hopefully you enjoyed the run, seeing Arden pop off. It was a lot of fun. Let me know what your guys' thoughts down below. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. I understand this is just my opinion, and that's a-okay. You guys might have something different too, and that's fine. I'm not trying to pick a fight or tell anyone that they're wrong or whatever. That's how I feel, and so I just wanted to just say as such. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. Take care. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys again here soon. See you later.